Be ready, be careful, be kind to each other on that stream, and let's make a best CS stream atmosphere so far. So, afterwards, after this side peek, what kind of side we're gonna have for the both of those teams? Insilio will take place onwards. The CT and FLG will start it as a attacker side. So, both of those teams. Oh, why do I have two Insilio teams on my screen on the HLTV? So the Insilio also looking up for the attacker side. They're more comfortable, they're more consistent. By the attacker side with a 58% of the win rate based on the attacker side. The same thing for the side. For the FLG, but Fluffy Gangsters has a bit more with the attacker side by the 1% up to the 59%. So that also makes sense. And the attacker side Anubis started now. FPS going in close that range and Sugar behind him trying to take a trouble for the enemies. Enabled, what a highlight with the USPS, and the least bullet into the headshot of the enemy side team player was a disaster. That was a beautiful symphony of the spray with the USPS, if you know what I mean. And you're missing some information about the maps, yeah, map pool and something about this matchup. You could check the hltv.org if you're interested in, and you can use the score and maps comment in my chat to determine the map picks, and maybe you're using something else. I don't actually know what we are using in the CS in 2K24, but for me, HLTV is pretty enough and pretty good to work with. An FPS also was in a good consistency with that MP9 pick off up to the 3 kills, but anyways, he was out of that play, and what a beautiful headshot with that jumping himself with MP9 also listed for a PW. So a lot of money is going for the Insilio side, but they still need to invest that much onto this rebuy. Maybe they will buy less utils, but they won't do that. They will try to do their best, and only one backup buy will be secure for them in that way. Sugar Daddy on the sword, yeah, that's definitely right, but that was only the pistol round and anti-equal, so we could anticipate what we have to expect within that play. Takanashi was discovering the A entrance. A banana is not that clear, and no sounds about B entrance for the long time. FPS taking care of that with an AWP. Something around the extra minute and 10 seconds to start to play. FLG. They're still holding up the both mains, both entrances of the sides, and now only mid pressure is going on. The flash pick for Pot won't be used on in the proper way because Pot somehow suddenly been flashed with that play, and Pot have to take care of the A side instead, but he's still looking for the mid, and maybe that's gonna be the A retake composition. Pot making the kill against the Salby, and the Sugar also right about the time to hold up beside the A control, but look at Takanashi and Yura, they just river sweep. They making this washing up of the A side together. 2x4. That was like that. And now the tour is going on the FLG side in the last. And not a full HP left. PW actor. This character have to make a history. Another cartoon, or I just forget that synonym. Cartoon miracle. I have to say that. I remember the synonym on the Russian language, but I have to practice English language more and more nowadays. But Insilio still will fit to thereby, maybe with the less utils, maybe without the AWP, but still, they will invent any kind of double pick with the good odds, with the good finishing, by rescuing an advantage for the round. They will be okay, but otherwise, yeah, trying to pop up this flashbang, and the water side was not clear, but open frag will link with the FLG side, but the last two of that will roll back everything, and Insilio will try to play the retake stuff above the B side together. There was a boost for the bridge, but what about 3-man retake from the B long? There is a little time gap to clean up the whole CT stairs, and I think FLG will understand what's going on there, and Urabin spot another enemies alongside him, but there was an extra one and multiply players against the AWP and not that focused. The up mode will ruin everything. That was a knock. That was the hit, and that's gonna be a knife play for the Sun. He will escape through that smoke, and he will rescue the win. For the win. For the FLG, guys. 2 by 2. And this game become more and more interesting to watch. Yikes, what's happening there? Yo, guys, I have to mention you that I'm not gonna allow any kind of bad behavior or hateful speech words to the specific team or specific players on that stream, so make sure you read the chat rules before you say something bad about the specific character, and then everything will be okay. Otherwise, I have to ban you immediately, so make sure you are not breaking the rules. And we are breaking this trade by the trade, another fear. Circus is coming here. A fair magician is going upstairs to the upstairs, but oh no, FPS could hear that all, but not enough. And Yura was a bit faster against the FPS, and now we have to work with a slight disadvantage above the city. Nothing about the utils, and I would say that's gonna be a straight safe composition in terms in case if FLG will go into the free A point right here, right now. What a double line! That was a disaster, but you know, it is what it is. We have to work with that, we have to deal with that. At least they try to do that double pick together, but straight on the same line. It could happen. We'll fall back, yeah, push back. Mate, I have to cover that matchup only after this one will be finished off. So I guess we will be ready maybe close to the mid of the second map of the Fireball versus Fireflux. Something around this time up. Because this series is coming more and more banger. And the first map, if you was missing that was a banger, I would say. That's all I can say right now, because Symphony of the classic CIS Mirage Derby. That's what I have to say, and that's how I have to call the first map of this Best 3 series. On the first map especially. This one is not Mirage, and you know that, but and only one M4 being saved. Couple pistols, maybe something as basic utils about the 3 flashbangs and smoke included. Peep W in close of the A banana. And Pico bought a flashbang, but there isn't the guy on the top, and Takanashi will miss this timing a bit, but so... And Team W, I was really forcing this POV by the attack Nashi so far, but it doesn't work at all because he was baiting for the entire team. An FPS in close of that pillar. Highness making a trade. And only FPS, we may... Oh, what a rough time, you know. He felt that moment, and he knew that you can continue that as you wish. Yeah, Mr. Crazy Blood, I could not do anything with that because I'm using only native CS2. Maybe given one day we'll do something with that. But for now, maybe I have to start my own tryout for the custom hats with the support because I don't have that much time to code everything with that. But maybe for the 2025 year I will pay something for that. But for now, I think the native CS2 HUD is also not that bad, and we could see whatever we need, but, you know, sometimes I have to press the buttons, and maybe you're being annoyed by that, because sometimes I really forget about the tap score board, but the rest of the things being showed on the screen, so hopefully you enjoy that. Well, another pick off and 2 frags included for FLG this time. They're still going at that rough performance. They're making upset by the upset, step by a step, and Insilio still couldn't find anything. How they have to hold up them up. They're on side. And 2 guys are going to the save, and couple of them been spotted. But you know, PW fleeted. Oh my, John and PW still going up for a couple more kills for the life. And look at this greedy boy, Highness. Will make a pre-fire, but remains with 13 HP left afterwards. TT5, and now no more money for the Insilio team on the board. And the next step, check out a couple of pistols with a 3 P250s. In order, 5-7 and Desert Eagle, maybe more smokes, play buff. But what about synergy? Yeah, we're looking for the synergy till the end of the Mirage map, and sometimes Insilio really show not their proper gameplay or game plan for the Mirage map, and now they're starting with the same idea. I'm a bit scared of their start, but still, as far as we remember, both of these teams more consistent by the attacker side. So all they need to do to take up to the 5 rounds from the city area, and then I'm pretty sure Insilio still able to make it to all, but on the other side, I'm really interested to see the 3rd map because it's gonna be another beautiful matchup. Derby, serious principal matchup, mental matchup. You could call it whatever you. Whoa, wow, Sugar making a good jumping off and looking out for the frag, and another Salby and Paul with the Highness still making this A-side control to get under control. Sugar being fired by the Molly, but what's happening? Why this Molly doesn't work at all? But John still watching in towards that area, but anyways, Deep W, at least he tried to pass through the camera, but through the camera you're not able to jump inside the A side for that moment, unfortunately. So Insilio will miss another round, 6 win streak in a row. FLG, they're still not bringing good terms of the economy, but the score is already that interesting, that promising. And when I was talking about a second map during the first map of that series, I did assume like we're gonna have a close TO by the Insilio, and still I have to cheer up for my favorites, as you have to do that into the chat, but something is going wrong with the Insilio. The same as it was for the Mirage, and now the same issues are coming for their CT side. What a beautiful flashbang pick off towards bridge, and mid side was cleared by Insilio, and they will stick into that. They will continue this participating of the mid play, and they did that pretty well. The 3x2 trades, they need to keep it up and stay alive, but bomb drop down above there, and maybe someone has to take a look for the T-spawn directly. LPS and John 8. Besides the main, Takanashi, he's hiding inside of the T-spawn, but does he have a single option to clutch that out? He saw the shadow, he saw the left hand from that perspective. And Takanashi is still hiding over. This actually doesn't mean anything, but Takanashi, 20 seconds left, and FPS, and he somehow could miss that shot. It could be a trouble, but it is what it is. Alabama. Finally, I said something on the Russian language. You just blame me so hard, guys. What's happened with me? I just take a freeze on my mind. I'm sorry for that, but, you know, hopefully Winline not gonna take a look into that clip. And the first pick off for the FPS also brings something interesting to make a little smile on our face, but Insilio still needs to make more and more. They still need to find more and more trades without issues. TW in front of this pillar got another opportunity with his own mid on the back lane, but Halt nails the kill besides mid, and another great take off for the jump, but PW not being spotted right about the time. PW will left the side control, but you will not let Yura to steps into the side, but he nade inside of the B entrance. Something around the 30 seconds left, and that's gonna be a double kill by the Polt, and he's gonna save this round together. So, 2 rounds in a row, and Insilio are going to be more and more closer. Maybe they will do this tie on. Only 2 rounds left. The tactical timeout on the board, and FLG is starting to cook something that looks like that cook. Wait. Yeah, you just catch me up. No, I have no option to say something in the Russian language as a sentence or even more because I will be restricted immediately by the win line. So I have no right to do that on the Russian language, unfortunately. So if you want to see the Russian broadcast, just move forward your messages to the win line or in towards their social medias, and I hope they will find a solution immediately. I know the guys from the Paragon a lot, and I would say they're okay with that. Oh, bro, because it's just about the rules. I couldn't do that. So, and the pistol runs in. The straight B Axac is going on there. PW with faded. They're looking up. They're cooking off. And they will finish up with a single death rescue. Fleeted will be out of that play. Oh, let's go. We're just Russian Insilio fans and we love our team. So enjoy the watching in the game of your favorite teammate. I appreciate your support of this organization and I hope Rachel is also that thankful to you guys for the huge support. This kind of good and kind CEO of the organization. And Alec, Rachel, also in touch with you guys. So never forget this fact. Sugar. Somehow he was ready for that pick. But unfortunately, suddenly, miserably. That was astonishing. And another 4x2. I couldn't even believe it. Can you imagine? It's gonna be another 4x2 situation. And now Teknashi starting to play together with a Salbi. Oh no, that's actually happening again. What's going on in Insilio? What a magic! What is magic going on there? The AWP and no more chance to reverse sweep this round anymore for the Insilio. At least they took up to the 5 rounds by the CT side and now we are gonna switch the sides. But what's the next? What's the next? Let me reverse the game hard though and be ready. Start the party on the second half. So switching the sides, FLG now will take place as a CT-sided team. They put only one guy towards the A and the mid rush instead by the Insilio and a lot of players inside of the museum. Sugar taking down John, Yura taking off, faded live and Sugar with the Highness will stick into that fight. But you have to take a little freeze because you might realize something wrong with that round since there were about the 3 guys inside of the museum and the pre-round, so that's kinda wild. Not that equal, but wild still. And look at the Sugar with that close range, and he will nail another frag, and the Highness will take a trade. Fair trade, but not for the round still. Oh, what a crispy headshot happened there. for the PW, and Paul, he doesn't know how close his enemy was there, and Paul was trying to hide over that smoke. And time is enough. Enough time to make that defuse real. Nicely done. Do I know Rachel personally? Not personally in real life, but have few contact with him via social medias twice, so you know. So let's finish up this Telegram chat, and now I can focus up on the game. And maybe Insilio also will be a bit focused up to do something with that play, with that contact that he play. And Sugar steps in that close range, but he's not even watching the waterfall position. And that doesn't work for the more than 1 kill at total. What's going on? A-side control and A-anchors will be washed up again. They cooked. They've been cooked. And Sugar also trying to make some smiles of that side play. But how FLG needs that round? I cannot believe it still. No way that's happening. Say anything on the Russian language? I can't do that, mate, because Paragon not gonna allow me to do any single period of the using of the Russian language over that stream. So I have rights only for the English language stream, so you have to understand. Finally understand. They realize that. He's playing F1 simulator. I don't know, but force to force, back to the back. FLG. Will they able to reverse sweep everything and forgive the previous round to settle up their own major city side half for the second map of this Path 3 series? I have to mention you that Insilio managed to win the first map, FLG's map pick, not a long time ago, and they need only one win. One of those 2 last remains maps, I mean. Takanashi hiding behind that smoke. And this time, maybe it's the second time and he's trying to play here alone, but a major investment. Look at this, John 8 is a downwick on the summer. Nobody could spot him and nobody understand what's going on, but you know, the A side after this open frag towards that area will finish up their round immediately. I have no ideas how FLG is supposed to make that retake of the aerial. Alright, we are turning in the 3-2 after a couple trades, and Sugar was in touch of the Euro on top of the A7, but Highness and PW will keep this race though. Nah, Mr. Albion Lothix, I'm not gonna let you say something that bad in that chat, so make sure you read the chat rules before to use your hateful speech or specific bad manners towards specific player or specific team. So be kind to each other, make sure we are in a good atmosphere between each us, and everything will be alright. Otherwise, I have to ban you next time for Big Infinite Time, you know. This force not works out for the FLG, so that's the time to make a proper eco round. 2.4k for the each player of the city side team. Ooh, 3 nades to the hookah away. That was way promising, but against the eco, too much investments for nothing. I think so. That's only my own POV. I'm not saying like Insilio shouldn't do that. It's just my vision of this situation. And John still looking of that smoke, and since there is an Eki for him and 4-man ace tag. Could it be a chance to make an upset against the Insilio this time? But I don't know how. But Insilio, they're feeling good. They're feeling thank you that they not even try to step up towards the this time. Usually they're turning into that way. They're going into that side. But nowadays, they're not gonna make the same mistake over and over. And that will be pretty okay with their B-side control instead. Let's try to play for some exits. Since there is a Neki, John should go up to the save and Pod taking down Highness. Was a bit far from the Eki guy, and they immediately punch is working out, and Takanashi also out of competition. 8-8, and a flawless victory for the Insilio team this time. They are reinforced their own economy stuff. Another tactical timeout used owned by the FLG, and there is a time to start to play. No more excuses, no more chances to make a mistake, otherwise you will be in trouble just in a moment. Yeah, do you really think so that your advertisement by the Telegram channels will work out, Mr. Dan? I don't think that's a real guy. It seems like a bot, but you know, this guy makes me a bit sick of that. I'm really scared of this side. But 3 in a row. Insilio going good right now. But from that point, John 8 with the MP9 and the rough spray towards the wall will make sense, and he does that. He will reach that goal, but Takanashi missing the timing of this outpush from the A entrance. Not enough to hold up the A side together, but Yura in charge of that Hinate towards the waterfall, and the waterfall guy looks locked in. There is no chance to escape unless somehow Takanashi not gonna be put out of that side. Wait, what is happening there? Again, Insilio, after they've been taking that little place, they forced FLG to move around the map. What? Did they really need that? No way, Insilio. That's the mastermind, and that's the masterclass with the classic freeze overs during the round. FLG, what happened to you that round? How did you start to over-rotating for no reason and missing the right angles control? Huh? Was it that necessary? I can't get it. Well, anyways, we are still inside one of the most important part of the second map. FLG will do a cool round to this time, and FPS with Polt will stick into the fight. We'll take 3 or 4, even 4 frags since the start. And only Yura against the world of the Insilio team. And he's alone. P250, just nothing else. And he exactly knows where the enemies are, but... is he supposed to get a... maybe just even single frag not included for him in that, such in that situation? No, mate, I'm just observing, broadcasting, producing, designing, chatting with you. I'm all in one on that stream. So if I'm missing out some frags by the observing and the rest of the things, just on my side, you can blame me, but not so much, please, because it's really hard to do everything by the same time. I'm really sorry for that, but it is what it is, and I have no extra observer on the server to help me a bit with that, unfortunately. So, 8 to 10. 2 rounds difference. 5 in a row. That was the guy who did say the spoiler. I'm pretty sure that's the guy who's trying to take these bad spoilers. So where is this one? Alright. And this guy also out of this chat. Sorry guys, I did ban few of the spoilers guys in the chat. So fun. And PW also having fun with the hookah play. And Highness, maybe he was forcing this fight behind the smoke, and that's why PW catch that moment, the chance by the bulletproofs, and now PW proves another opportunity to release the B execution together with us. This high advantage. 5v2. Polt making a good play against the Takanashi and the Yura Miata. Oh, he does miss that. Double shots on the same way. Yura Miata sounds like the same what they have in the deadlock. Pajulaya Scumbria, and now Yura Miata. Wow. Sometimes transliteration words does not work that good to pronounce. Eight to 11. Another tryout for the FLG to sustain the composition above the B. Molly, Ines, Salty, they're in touch of both of them. And FPS with the Highness. Goodbye trade after this Hine usage. There was no chance to escape of the B side hold up. And Sugar Faded will continue that journey with a single death included. 12 to 8. And the Insilio team still going on the top. Pajulaya Scumbria, yeah, you hear that right, mate. We have a CIS team in the deadlock with this team tag, and that's... if you just miss the logo of that team in deadlock, you have to reach it out, because maybe I would be against that, because sometimes we have to filter some kind of those logos, but somehow... we have to say who cars, yeah, and that's it, but it's still fine to watch that, to see that. Maybe one of the most important rounds for that game, for that entire series. Truly, in terms of the loss of this map, FLG will be dropped down to the lower bracket of the first stage of this relegation event series of the ESL Challenger League 48 season in Europe. FLG will have another chance to pass through the lower bracket, and meantime, Insilio will try to do their best towards the upper one. But are they ready to finish up the game right here, right now? Euramiela. No, wait. I want to forget about it. Maybe sometimes we are all being that mad because of kind of mistakes of the players, but this time someone was right in the chat how they are able to lose the full sense of the game and the accuracy like that. I have no ideas how to explain that. And that's the 13-8, guys, and Insilio will raise up their hat with a win, but a 2-0 over that series straight away. And FLG, as I said a bit earlier, will drop to the lower bracket. So, Insilio will also continue their journey over the upper bracket, and as far as I remember, they need to win a single more best of 3 to qualify for the second stage of this relegation series event of the S48 season in Europe. But meantime, they were showing a great CS for this evening, and hopefully they